I'm smarter than you. And I'm gonna find out what I wanna know. And I'm gonna get it from you whether you like it or not.
Some people just can't be trusted.
I used to box for Oxford. Oh, yeah? Well, I used to kill for the CIA.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie con artists.
What do you want?
This! This! I want this!
For this list, we're looking at big screen con artists who acted alone, but also those who decided two or more heads were better than one.
I don't believe it. Neither do I.
So some entries will include multiple characters.
No, then why?
Also, spoiler alert.
You are a nut.
Number 10,
My name ain't Chump, it's Billy Hoyle.
Billy Hoyle.
Sidney Dean and Billy Hoyle, White Men Can't Jump.
Okay, Billy. Now, can you count to 10, Billy?
Two basketball hustlers, Billy and Sidney, joined together in the hopes of doubling their chances to rack up the green.
Look, man, getting this money, man, could save my marriage here. I mean, with the score, I could move in a week.
Sidney is black, Billy is white, and the title refers to one of Sidney's erroneous beliefs about race and athletic ability.
Billy, listen to me.
What?
White men can't jump.
During the course of the movie, the two con artists take on each other as well as other basketball players to get by.
Let me explain, all right? But the men's rules are very simple. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. But under no circumstances do you ask for the money back.
The story goes beyond scheming and hustling, however, as it chronicles the development of a genuine friendship between the two men and the growth of the characters as they eventually reject racial stereotypes.
Wouldn't know what a behind-the-back pass was. You could have a hard enough time passing gas, mother.
Goes back to that thing I was saying, all right? Quote myself. A white man wants to win first, look good second. A black man wants to look good first, win second.
That is the most ridiculous piece of philosophical bullshit I have ever heard.
Number 9, Tom Ripley, the talented Mr. Ripley.
Who's that?
It's Tom Ripley.
The title character is a restroom attendant and forger who becomes involved in a con based on mistaken identity.
Thank you. Tom Ripley.
While wearing a borrowed Princeton blazer at a cocktail party, a wealthy attendee whose son, Dickie Greenleaf, graduated from the school, assumes Ripley is a Princeton grad and knows Dickie.
Where's Dickie?
I think he's planning on staying in Rome for a few days.
Ripley doesn't correct the misconception and accepts an offer of $1,000 to go to Italy to talk the younger Greenleaf into returning to the U.S.
Persuade my son to come home? I'd pay you $1,000.
I have always wanted to go to Europe, sir.
In Italy, Ripley quickly learns that he will need to stretch his talents as a con artist even further, and that he must be willing to go to great lengths, including murder, to keep up appearances and the lifestyle he yearns for.
Oh, God, Dickie.
God.
Oh, God. Okay.
Number 8, Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street.
Jordan Belfort, nice to meet you.
A con artist who practiced his deception in the real world, Jordan Belfort violated the trust of his company's investors and misused their money to support his drug habit and decadent lifestyle.
You be ferocious! You be relentless! You be telephone f***ing terrorist! Now let's knock this motherfucker out of the park!
The movie was based on a memoir by the real-life Belfort, in which he detailed his limitless capacity for crooked business and personal conduct.
We had literally a load of money.
Leonardo DiCaprio, who's demonstrated his ability to flawlessly portray characters on both the right and wrong sides of the law, was cast in the leading role, which additionally helps Belfort earn a spot on this list.
Well, we don't work for you, man.
Sweetheart, you have my money taped to your tits. Okay, technically you do work for me.
Number 7, Lawrence Jameson and Freddie Benson, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Freddie Benson. And you are?
Lawrence Jameson.
Lawrence, a suave and sophisticated Brit, and Freddie, an uncouth American newcomer, are con artists attempting to scheme their way to riches in the French Riviera.
$50,000.
That is a lot of money.
they tried to put aside their rivalry and competition for a limited number of potential victims by teaming up.
You'll enjoy Oklahoma's wide open spaces.
But eventually decide the town isn't big enough for the two of them.
Freddie, get it into your head. The bet's off. She hasn't got the money.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like you're trying to get out of the bet. If you're trying to get out of the bet, fine. Then you lose and you leave town.
Jameson and Benson make a loser leaves bet, which spirals hilariously out of control and shows both men they have much to learn regarding the art of executing the perfect con.
I know you slept with her, but you didn't have to steal her money.
Steal her money? I didn't steal her money. She stole from me.
Number 6. Roy Waller, Matchstick Men.
You're a con man?
Con artist. Flim-flam man, matchstick man, loser, whatever you want to call it, take your pick.
Roy is a divorced and neurotic Los Angeles con artist running several illegal operations with Frank Mercer, his partner in crime.
It's real money, Roy. If it's real money, it's long con. I don't do long con.
During a visit to a psychiatrist, Waller is told that he has a 14-year-old daughter he's never met, even though he was aware his ex-wife was pregnant when their marriage ended.
Angela wants to talk to you, though.
Who?
Angela, your daughter.
Roy's eagerness to establish a relationship with his daughter and complete a scheme that promises big money reveals that he may not be as adept at the con game as he thought.
What you're selling is you. And the older the better, but beware of couples. You don't want anyone whispering your marks here but you. And for God's sake, make sure the person you're conning isn't conning you. That's good. All right, good. Let's go kick some butt.
Number 5. Irving Rosenfeld and Sidney Prosser, American Hustle.
You want to hear it?
Right now?
Yeah.
Sure.
Although the characters are fictional, they, as well as the con depicted, are loosely based on a real-life case, most notably the Abscam operation of the 70s and 80s.
I believe that you should treat people the way that you want to be treated. Didn't Jesus say that or something?
Irving and Sidney are partners in a complicated romantic relationship. He's married to another woman, as well as partners in crime.
I don't like going out. You know that I get anxiety when I have to meet people.
While involved in a scam, the couple is arrested by an FBI agent who coerces them into participating in a sting operation aimed at bringing down corrupt politicians.
It's because you're good. You're like the best of what you do in the whole country, aren't you?
Irving and Sidney stand out especially among big-screen con artists because they're actually remorseful about some of the people hurt by their actions.
As far as I could see, people were always conning each other to get what they wanted. We even con ourselves.
Number 4. Eddie Felson, The Hustler.
Where do you live?
Around.
Fast Eddie is a small-time pool hustler longing to become a much bigger hustler.
Hey, you're Eddie Felson.
He twice challenges famous pool champion Minnesota Fats to high-stakes matches.
I don't rattle, kid.
After losing the first match, Eddie descends into a downward spiral of drinking, violence, and love gone horribly wrong before playing the second match.
For God's sakes, what are you trying to do to me? I love you.
Well, what's your idea of love? Chains?
25 years later, actor Paul Newman would revisit the role of Fast Eddie in The Color of Money.
Excuse me. Cab's on me.
In a turn that won him the Best Actor Oscar, Newman as Felson attempts to train a young protege in pool hustling with unexpected results.
You guys going to Atlantic City?
Number 3. Henry Shaw Gondorff and Johnny Kelly Hooker, The Sting.
If you saved a little bit, maybe you wouldn't have to grift so much.
I like grifting.
Legendary actors Paul Newman and Robert Redford play the lead roles in this film about two con artists, Gondorff and Hooker, who team up to get revenge after a mutual friend is killed by a mob boss.
You know anything about the guy?
Yeah, he croaked Luther. Anything else I gotta know?
They plan to do so by completing a big con on said mob boss.
You're scared of him. Right down to my socks, Buster. You're talking about a guy who'd kill a grifter over a chunk of money, wouldn't support him for 2 days.
With two of the era's most popular and charismatic actors, it's nearly impossible for viewers not to root for these pro-grifters and hope their scheme ultimately succeeds.
Tough luck, Ron Hand. But that's what you get for playing with your head up your ass.
Let's not forget that the caper flick was nominated for 10 Oscars, including a win for Best Picture and a nod for Best Actor for Redford. So convincing was his turn as Kelly.
Mr. Shaw, could I... Don't give me any of your lip, kid. I run him out of here.
Number 2, Roger Verbal Kint, The Usual Suspects.
Hand me the keys, you f***ing cocksucker.
Con artist Roger Verbal Kint is one of 2 survivors when the ship he's on is attacked and destroyed.
His name is Verbal. Verbal Kint.
Verbal?
Yeah.
Roger, really. People say I talk too much.
Yeah, I was just gonna tell you to shut up.
Rumor has it that mysterious Turkish criminal mastermind Kaiser Soze is behind the boat attack, as well as the deaths of various characters in the events leading up to it.
He becomes a myth, a spook story that criminals tell their kids at night, rat on your pop, and Kaiser Soze will get you.
Few people have ever seen Soze though, so it's difficult to even get a description of him.
You've heard of him? On the street?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few times, outside stuff. Somebody worked for a guy, got some money from Kaiser Soze, shit like that.
The twists and turns to the story of this neo-noir crime thriller, plus the search for Soze, create a new standard for what defines a great con artist.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
And like that, he's gone.
Before we reveal our top pick,
He'll what? Flip you. Flip you for real.
here are some honorable mentions.
I told you I don't want you riding with me no more.
You still owe me $200.
$4 million in your mitt.
$4 million?
More than you ever even dreamed of, more than we ever did together.
You are not my friend. This is a business. You were only as good to me as the money you make, and right now it's not worth a hell of a lot.
Mr. Maverick, you can leave your chips here. I'll make sure they're transferred for the final game. Congratulations.
Dove il Vaticano?
Number 1, Frank Abagnale Jr., Catch Me If You Can.
Been a while since I've done this. Which one's the jump seat again?
A master of disguise, Frank Abagnale is one of the most famous real-life imposters ever, and is definitely an overachiever in the world of con artists.
Are you a real-life pilot?
I sure am, little lady. What's your name?
Although he was mostly a forger, he also managed to assume at least 8 fraudulent identities, including such high-risk impersonations as airline pilot.
I'm jumping puddles for the next few months trying to earn my keep running leapfrogs for the weak and weary.
Doctor.
Gentlemen, what seems to be the problem?
And lawyer.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is irrefutable evidence that the defendant is in fact lying.
Even more astounding, Abagnale accomplished all of this as a teenager, a time when most people are worrying about dating and pimples.
I'm going downstairs to cash a check.
You think this hotel is gonna cash a $1,000 check at 3 a.m.?
It's a New York savings and loan check. It's like gold. They'll cash it.
The role of this youthful con artist also represents DiCaprio's second appearance on this list. And one viewing of this biographical crime drama is enough to justify why.
I want it to be over. I'm getting married. I'm settling down.
You've stolen almost $4 million. You think we can just call that a wedding present? No, this isn't something you get to walk away from, Frank.
Do you agree with our list?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Who's your favorite movie con artist?
I'm so very fuck you!
For more fascinating top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Can you hear me in the back? Hello?